probably has the best connections to kind of get you into each one of those arenas you might want to work in.
My head high school coach.
Okay, tell me a little bit more about that. What could he possibly open for you or be a good connection for?
He just knows so many people. I mean, he knows basically every coach that ever existed.
Okay, so is that something you want to work with? Like, is he high school?
Mm-hmm.
I think you said. Okay, so you want to work with like other high school coaches? Are you looking to get into colleges or trainers?
All of the above, because then my girlfriend's dad worked at Augsburg for 17 years, so he knows almost every college coach there's that kind of know. So.
Oh, really? Okay. All right. So write him down.
Yeah.
Fill one of your little circles. How about you, Joe?
I was thinking my internship supervisor that I had when I was in college, it was at Park Nicollet, and
Okay.
like their stroke rehabilitation, so talking to therapists,
Okay.
physical therapists, and speech therapists.
Okay. Very nice. How long did you work with them?
It was a whole semester, and then it went into, it was like all of spring semester, and then it went into summer, and then like 2 months into fall semester.
Oh, cool. It was a long time.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like 9 months.
Cool. I take it she likes you.
Yeah.
All right, good. That's a good place to start. You gotta make sure that she answers your calls. Okay, so write that down. Now, off of each one of those bubbles, see those 3 little lines there? Write down different like categories that maybe you could go in and ask, hey, can you introduce me to here? Or how would I get into this group? How would I get into other coaches? Or how would I get into physical therapists? Or and then you can start using them. And people love talking about themselves and being able to help you if they want to help you. So you talked about physical therapists. What was the other physical therapist? And there's something else.
I said speech therapist.
Speech therapists. Okay. Any type of, is there any specialists for like brain trauma kind of stuff? What are they called?
Like a neurologist.
Neurologist type? Well, maybe that might be one. I mean, heck, they do pretty well for themselves. They need help.
Teachers.
They see enough messed up brains, they probably need a little guidance. Who else? So we got your high school teacher, we got your internship leader.
I could put down my high school swim coach, my college swim coach, my club swim coach.
So swim coaches of your life.
Yeah.
Okay. And what are you hoping to accomplish with them?
Well, I could just connect with them, and then the families
Okay.
that connected with.
Okay.
Possibly.
All right. Write it down. How about you, Derek? Who else? Just someone who's connected, you have a strong relationship with, that you can develop, introduction type relationship with, and even if maybe being mutually beneficial for them too, figure out ways and talk about what they do.
And my sister's a teacher. She's also involved in, she's a theater director type thing. I don't know how far that can go.
Okay. Are those type of people you'd want to work with?
I went to Bethany, and there's a lot of theater people there as well. I mean, I don't mind them. I don't know. I don't know if they do.
They're the mold on the backside of the rock that we just kind of rubbed as we walked by.
Continue, that's okay.
All right.
I don't know how.
Okay. Do you want to work with teachers? I mean, teachers is a pretty...
I know a lot of teachers.
Okay. I mean,
A lot of teachers.
Does your sister like you enough to help you in that area?
Yeah. I hope so. I would hope so.
Who else?
One of my close friends, her mom owns furniture stores.
Okay.
So
small business stores. That was
yeah.
what, the middle bucket?
Yeah, so maybe something with that.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be great. And there's a lot of ways you can expand off that too. Furniture stores, you don't necessarily have to keep yourself to that, but anything that sells home decor, anybody who sells, Then you can get into the manufacturing side, who's your supplier, you know, where do you get your materials,
Mhm.
you know, yeah, that'd be cool. And it's a physical job. They have guys on there that are lifting furniture and boxing it up and putting it in trucks and stuff. I mean,
Mhm.
odds of back injury is probably pretty high there.
So when you guys do like, do you do like group plans for like businesses?
Yep.
What, like how big does it have? How many people?
Depends, either 50 or below or 50 or
Nope.
higher. Is that what it is?
Nope, we can do 3 and up for groups, and then we typically don't go over 200. Is that correct? 200?
Sort of, you just have to group it by
Yeah.
200, but we can do anything.
I mean, if we're getting into the thousands, then you know, then
We can do it.
that's a career-making case that you're going to be so crazy. You're going to need 4 or 5 people that you pay to work for you. So,
Okay.
all right, how about you, Derek? I think it's your turn.
One of my friends is a nurse.
Oh, okay. There you go. We actually had an association with the Black Nurse Association. So,
I saw that.
all right.
She's white, unfortunately.
Oh, darn.
I think
Those
we have a
drawbacks,
national,
huh?
national nurse association as well.
Can you imagine if there was a white nurse association?
That's what I was going through. I was going through with my. I was going through the associations yesterday with
He's
my
so terrible.
with my girlfriend's dad, and he was like, "See, that makes." I was like, "Oh, well, look at." I mean, because it was like the black journalist one too, and he was like, "That makes no sense." He's like, "Well, if we made a white one, there'd be a bunch of uproar and it'd be riots." I was just laughing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they have Hispanic everything, black everything.
Really?
I mean, so
Minority, basically
they're
everything.
definitely, they've got their subsets. I think there's Hmong nurses.
Mm-hmm. There's a Hmong banking group I found out too.
Really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Me and Lee are gonna talk about that. We'll see how she's doing. She hasn't sent me an email or call or anything. Okay, nurses. That's good. They're kind of the pulse of the hospital too, so you can get a nice in with young doctors, residents, different type, you know, optometric, you know, they got any type of pharmacy groups if they're in the hospital. So. Joe?
I guess on the small business lines again, one of my friends, her dad owns a boiler company, like he sells them and then installs them.
Mm-hmm.
So like, they
What's the
were
name of
like-
the company?
It's Ryan Companies.
Ryan, okay.
So like plumbers, anything that they kind of,
Mm-hmm.
I think they hire out to do most of the work.
Cool.
So like a lot of connections with that, I suppose.
Cool. Okay. I have a very nice client who's a plumber. They're no nonsense. The cases move very quickly, which is nice for financing and helps them out.
Does the military kind of have their own thing?
They do, but they are actually starting a new campaign to encourage their soldiers to save their money from the pay they get, and they have certain benefits through the Army, but they don't have like Roth